Farming system.
Yeah, Prof, good evening. Yeah, good evening, Prof.
Yeah, good evening, my brother Patrick.
Yeah, so how are you today?
I'm looking better. Things are getting better. We are farming. We are in farming season.
Beautiful. I want to welcome our viewers. And I also want to welcome those who are joining us. The guest for this evening, we have Ifeanyi Chukwu is not connected yet, but we can see, I think it's partially connected. We have Nkechi Enwelu, and we have Ogum Ignatius, and we'll be adding them. I'll be bringing them on board in the next few minutes. So I want Nkechi Enwelu and Ignatius Ogum to find a suitable environment where you can hold this interactive program with us without any interruption. Yeah, Prof, I want to say thank you and welcome once again. For those who are following us, I urge you to please share this program, share and make it go around. Invite your friend, because today we'll be talking about Foodism War Gladiator by Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE, who is our special guest. And I want to say we are sorry that this program didn't come yesterday. As a result of circumstances beyond our control, but we are bringing it up today to be able to make sure we fulfill this purpose of communicating with our people on the need for us to fully embrace ourselves with the reality on the ground and the agricultural sector. Professor, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
Yes, and I want to welcome Nkechi Enwelu. Nkechi, welcome to the program. Good evening.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I hope you find a suitable place. Boom, Chibuike, you're welcome to the program. Yeah, Ogum is, I think he's having some difficulty and he's muted as well. I urge you to unmute yourself so you'll be able to make your contribution. Please unmute yourself, Ignatius. Nkechi, can you introduce yourself to us?
Okay, I'm Enwelu Nkechi by name.
Okay. I think she's also having challenges. Ignatius, can you please unmute yourself? You are muted, so even if you are speaking, we won't hear you. Please look for the button and unmute yourself. So while we wait for Ignatius to do the needful, Prof, how is it going?
We are farming. We had a little drizzle last week and it increased the strength of Harmattan. So the weather is extremely cold here, per se, in the world cold. But it is also good for the fruits. Harmattan helps the fruits to do well. We have our mango right now. The mango is now available for those who want to do mango juice, those who want to be involved in producing packaging mangoes. This is the season. Very soon you have glut. The next will be avocado pear, which is already available. And the next one is pear, the Igbo pear itself, if you can show them the video. The Igbo pear is available right now, and we need to repackage these things. And I'm talking of crops, the crops that are seasonal. But the ones we have told you before, we have overcome seasonal cropping, so we can produce any season. But the one that are seasonal, growing by nature, available everywhere now is mango, odala, what do you call this? A lot of other seeds like shereku, which the seed itself, the inner seed, the powdered seed inside cures cancer. We have avocado pear, we have natural pear, we have our oranges now in the market. This is their season. Most of the citrus are available right now. But what we are saying is that in the next few months, the natural ones will cease to exist, except the ones we incubated in the farms. So it is now that those who want to invest to preserve these things for longer use, for marketing and for export, should be involved in bringing in the machines. The machines are not expensive, and you also know the nature of the Biafrans. At once you bring one machine, they can fabricate them. So you don't need, they behave like the Chinese of the 60s and 70s. They went around the world, look at things, and they fabricated it and improved on it. Today, they are world powers. So if you can help bring in these machines as business, which of course you go through the documentations and all the MOU and others involved, you are indirectly helping these talented youths here to fabricate these machines and improve on them. So we have what they call extractors, oil extractors. Like if you can extract oil from okwa, that is breadfruits. If you can extract oil from them, you can use it to cure sickle cell. It says incurable. Now, if you can extract oil from opaka, which is oil bean seed, we can use it to cure a lot of sicknesses. You can extract oil from a lot of leaves here, which we can export. From so many crops, we can extract oil from. That if you bring oil extractors in, it's a business offer for everyone who is interested in making this nation self-reliant as far as food and health is concerned. Because any nation that is not food sufficient is not a nation. As long as your feeding is dependent on somebody, freedom is latent. You don't have freedom. You are indirectly a slave to whoever is feeding you. So they say in Igbo language, na no afo buzo. Now afo is the first thing you settle. Now those of you who are Christians among you, those of you who are Muslim, those of you who don't even believe in religion, the most important thing in any nation in this world, there are two things that are very important. One is food. Second is health. Any other thing, they are just complementary or temporary, or what they call, they are not the basic things of life. The basic thing of life is to be healthy and to feed well. Now, if you check in the Bible, those of you who use the Bible, you find out in the Garden of Eden that the basic thing he gave Adam and Eve, the basic things are food and health. 40 years of desert journey, it was food and health. Elijah ran away from Jezebel, it was food and health. Jesus Christ himself in the New Testament made two major miracles, food and health. So directly Christians talking to you, is food and health that Foodism War is all about. It's not something we are playing. We're not playing because we're talking of that the staff of life is in your food, what you eat. And we need to remove certain crops, certain food produced by our enemies, including the British. Sorry to mention that word on air, including the white-haired man who thinks he's white. Some of the products they brought here, they're poisonous. And some of the products they brought here through network marketing, some of the antioxidants they brought here, say they are treating you, they are healing you. Some of them are below standard, they are substandard. We need to feed and breed from our nation, where we came from. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. Nkechi, are you back? Are you fully back? Hello, Nkechi, can you hear me? Is Nkechi there, or are you? Okay, let's see. Is Ifeanyi Chukwu there? I have two Ifeanyi Chukwu. One is Ifeanyi Chukwu, the other one is Ifeanyi Chukwu. I think they are having difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the network. Yes, Ifeanyi Chukwu, welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Welcome to the program. Can you please introduce yourself to us?
Can I do what?
Introduce
Can
yourself.
you introduce yourself? You are live. You are live on Black and White Web TV. You are live on Black and White Web TV.
Okay. My name is Maxwell Ifeanyi Chukwu Ezugwu from Enugu. I'm an IT person, and I also have plans of starting farming, probably livestock. I was impressed when I saw the pig moving around. In fact, my friend is also running a pig business, more like pig farming. So I even showed him the video since he wants to introduce me into piggery too. So it's something I'm looking forward doing in the near future. So I think I'm in the right place.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome to the program. Are you Professor AGBODIKE's, are you the student? Are you counterparts? Are you associates? What's your relationship with Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE?
Oh, he said?
I said, what's your relationship
Hello,
with
I didn't hear you.
Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE?
Yeah, yes, yeah, he was the person. Let me say, I saw the link in a forum, so I had to get him through the link that was sent through Erudite forum. The link was sent by Professor AGBODIKE, so.
Yeah, Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE. Yeah, so I was wanting to know the relationship the both of you share together. Are you a student? Have you learned anything from the prof?
No, yeah. Well, I can see if I were to say I've learned something, I would say yes. But that's just some of his content that he sent on the forum that is about farming.
Okay.
Once a time last year, I have sent him a personal message that he had a post about employing young people for driving. So I sent him a message that I have someone that might be interested in driving, but probably the opportunity was not there, so he didn't get back to me. But I'm more interested in the farming business. I have a land that I would like to use to run a piggery, but the funding is just the challenge I'm having to start off in a piggery business.
Funding is always a problem back there in the zoo. If we were to live in a reasonable society, the government have that. There are programs that help farmers in other parts of the world to encourage food production. Nkechi, are you there? Nkechi, are you back? Because it's dark on your end. Anyway, Prof, let's proceed. Now, like you said, that we're in a season of harvest of certain crops. I remember when we were young, when we were children, we used to go about looking for mango to plug. Sometimes we use stone to bring them down from the tree. If you cannot get and even the udara is cherry. We call it the cherry now.
That's it.
Udara is cherry, and I have missed that fruit for many years now. Haven't not been around. And in fact, I have to find a way to look for somebody that will bring them for me, if possible, because I haven't had the taste of udara for a very, very long time. I just like many other people in the diaspora as well.
That's why we need to take advantage of what we have and start exporting them, preserving them, and exporting them. The world needs snails today. We can package them in like the way they package sardine and send them out. They need organic things, which we have here. We don't really. We have the best of the snails, and this is one of the best meat you can ever think of. We can package them. We can send them live or package them in small aluminum container, just like the way they package sardine, and send it abroad. And it's big money for us.
It can also be packaged either dry or wet. It all depends on how you want it.
Yes, and it's a meat that does not cause any sickness. Unlike the red meat, unlike the white meat, and whatever they call themselves, this one is natural. It's organic. It grows naturally, and we can farm them. I have a lot of farm, both in Umuahia, Aba, Benin, and so many other places on snail. We have so much snail here. There are different types of snail. Those who want to be involved in snairy, we train you freely. My young man was talking about fund. We don't wait for government to fund anything in our organization. We look at what you have. We attract investors. I hope you understand the language. We attract investors, not to give you money, but to work in partnership with you for what you have. I hope you understand that. That's very simple. There is nothing like I. No, it has to be we. Collectively, we can move mountains, but singularly, we cannot do much. So we attract investors to you. So far, you have the ability to be honest, to be sincere, and know that you have a vision. And the vision and the mission you have is not to have money. Let me explain to you again very briefly and clearly. All the plants and all the animals hear our language. They understand whatever you say. And another thing that I want to tell you, the plants and animals read your heart. They read the heart. You can go and experiment on what I said, or you wait for a white man to tell you what I'm saying. If you have intention in your mind that the purpose of going into agriculture is to make money, most of those crops will start dying. But when you have intention in your mind that the purpose is to bring food to the poor, to the masses, so that they will be able to eat, the plants will do well for you. The animals will do well for you. And that's why when you come for our training or in our training or whatever, I come to the area because I travel a lot from one place to another according to group invitations. I become a practical person. We go practically and get results. The results we're getting is different from what we have been reading in school. I don't see anybody planting one seed of corn, and having 8 to 12 lumps of corn from one seed of corn. And I don't see anybody planting something the next day it germinates. But now we have arrived that if I plant corn, if I plant okra, if I plant green, anything I plant today, tomorrow morning, they all germinate. It means we have gone far. We have done a lot. The pigs you are seeing from Akigwe, those pigs do not have fat. And those pigs cannot even fight. The reason is that if you look at the ground, we make the ground half tile. That is with broken tile, so that whenever they want to fight, it will sleep them off. When it sleep them off 3 or 4 times, all my pigs stop fighting, and each one has a name. When you call them by their name, they will come and answer you. Hey, go and sit down. They listen to us. I wish you can do that practically, but it's not necessary. I want you to know the level we have gone. Yeah.
Prof, also the shape of the head of the pig, the long face, is something that I took note of as well.
Yeah, we did a lot of crossbreeding to achieve to get to know. The man with the piggery should be online now. His name is Shukuma. He should be online. He should come up with what happened and why and what we were able to do to the pigs to have them with less fat. How can you produce pig with less fat? The first batch is 9 to 12. Second batch is from 12 to 15. Third, 18. On the fourth batch, which is 24, we kill the mother. We don't allow our pig to stay more than giving birth to 24 because that's a peak. Any other one will be diminishing return. It will be going down. Now, if you're into piggery, we're going to teach you how to produce your own crop. We don't want you to use inorganic products. want you to use organic so that your pigs will become intelligent. And some people, when I say this, some people say, what does it matter? It matters because what you eat eats you. What we eat eats us. The Igbo man is eating Hausa cow, Hausa goat, Hausa sheep, and Hausa and cow or whatever, Fulani cow. When they go out, they don't come
he's
back.
Also he's eating them.
He's eating them.
Look at how Fulani cow is eating us today.
He's eating you. So that's why I said, whatever we're doing here, people are their own milk from our own goats, from our own cow is different from the milk you are putting from Sweden, Switzerland. I want you to know that all these countries have been there. I've been in Hamstad, Swenge, I've been in Geneva, Sweden, and you just name the countries. I've been in those villages. I've been there. And if you look at how small they are, now when I went to Switzerland, there was no water, no water. They were importing their water. Even the water they gave me, I wanted to vomit. Most of the water is recycled from toilet and from the soakaways. That's where they recycle their water they are drinking. And you're having everything here. You're running away to a greener pasture because you don't want to invest to improve, to serve for future generation. You want to invest and get your money today. You don't want to invest and see it progress to a beautiful thing as something you left behind for posterity. Yet, it is what our forefathers left behind that you are enjoying. Then what are you going to leave behind for posterity? If you don't leave anything behind for posterity, you are enjoying what other left behind for you, then you must be a wicked man or a wicked woman. You must plan for the future, for the next 200 years, for the next 100 years. What am I saying? So let's say you start pig today. In the next 10, 15 years, of course, you'll be a multimillionaire. I agree. But it is not the money. The result of the documents is exactly what we're supposed to be doing here. Apart from the money shouldn't be primary. It should be a secondary objective. The primary thing is that you need to be self-reliant.
So the message is seek ye first the interest of the people, and every other thing will follow.
Will follow, of course. The more you serve people, the more money you get. That's the mystery of life.
I want to work. Yeah. I want to welcome Alozia Jessica. Is Jessica there? Hello, Jessica. Alozia Jessica. Are you there? Alozia Jessica. I think they are having difficulty. Is Nkechi there? Nkechi is having difficulty as well. Anyway, let me return back to Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ifeanyi Chukwu, can you please unmute yourself? Can you unmute?
All right, I've done that.
Yeah. So, how you live in Enugu, right?
Yes, I live in Enugu.
Yeah, so what have been the effect of the Fulani herdsmen within that environment as regards to farming, the negative effect?
Actually, I live in Enugu and in the town of Enugu. Where there may be issues could be in the village, but currently there is no issue in the village concerning herdsmen. The place I know of, they are there, but they seem to be inhabiting peacefully with the villagers. Is in Ibagwa. I think that community somehow, the Igwe is making sure that they are living in peace with the community. But I don't know what's happening currently with the ESCN, Eastern Security Network, removing them from the forest. Right now, I traveled. I'm in Lagos since 2 weeks, so I don't know whether they have gone to remove them from the forest in Ibagwa, where they reside too. So, but now I've not had any current issue with them and the farmers within the locality I have been to.
Okay. Why I'm asking is because it's part of the issues we are discussing, because when we talk about farming, as much as you understand what Prof said, that the farming mechanism have actually changed a lot over the years. that we can actually use our immediate environment for growing of crops, but it will not take out the fact that we can still utilize our farms and our forests, and we'll have to make sure that those places are secured.
Now, let me explain to you about Enugu, because
yes, go ahead.
I'm on ground there.
Okay,
I'm on ground, and you go to a place called Umurumbe. Meet the Igwe himself. You see, the farmers have been chased out of their farm. I'm telling this to governor. If you want to listen to me, let's just go to Umurumbe. Now, when you get to Night Mile, you go to the left, follow that road straight until you get to Umurumbe. Now, if you get to that place, you find out the farmers have been chased out of the farm, raped, and so many other things. Because there is no part of Eastern region you tell me, I will not tell you what is going on. I'm not a fighter, but I know the Igbes, I know the communities, because most of the lands are in my hands. Okay? Now, those are the areas we have problem. Again, if you're coming to Enugu, the new road, that is the express road, before you get to Making Hill on the left, that left side, that mountain is being occupied, and sometimes they come there, they kill, they rape, they do whatever they like. Those are the two areas I can point out. I'm not saying anywhere that Enugu has 100% peaceful coexistence, but we have been, one thing I keep on saying, we have been living together with the Hausas, with the Fulanis, with the Yorubas, with the 300 tribes we have in the zoo called Nigeria for the past 70 years without any kind of killing, raping, and all we're having today. The killing and raping and what we're having is not up to 10 years old. It's not even up to 9 years old. So we must ask ourselves, who are the people doing this killing? When you say Fulani, Fulani is all over West Africa and all over African countries. There are about 15 million people. And while informed, myself, I'm well informed, there are about 15 million. There are, most of them I meet, they are either from Niger, or they are from Ivory Coast, or they are from other, they are not actually, they have no business as Nigerians, but they have Nigerian passports. So those are the people I've been meeting. And we talk. I try to create peace among them so that they will be less violent. And most of the ones I've met, I've discussed with, have decided to become a little bit peaceful with my farmers in the farm. They don't actually attack my farm, because I come, I explain to you why your cows should not attack. Apart from that, we know that in 1969, there is a ban on open grazing. We also know that this government does not allow us to carry pistol. They don't even allow us to carry double barrel. And I know as an ex-military officer that AK-47 cannot be operated by an ordinary person. Because one, AK-47 is very expensive. Two, is a sophisticated weapon. It has to be operated by a trained militant or a soldier. An AK-47 is about 3 million naira. These people who you call herdsmen cannot have money to buy AK-47. They don't have the money. We should talk to ourselves reality. I'm not interested in politics, but I like to be analytic, because I go to the farm, I take risk going to the farm. Very risky things. I go to farm where I can travel in the farm for 4 hours, 2 hours inside the farm without seeing human being, where my phone is not even functioning. And after 2 hours or 3 hours journey in the bush, I see settlement of the Fulanis. So, but then they are not violent to me. I don't know if that is a grace given to me, but I cannot say for others. But I'm trying to tell you, please, those we met a few years ago were not killing anybody. They were just there. But all of a sudden, another group comes in and become violent. The most important thing is that who is giving them the weapon they have. The Fulani man who is hiding, or the Hausa man who is hiding, who is a Nigerian, is not even in the East. They don't come here. They are too rich. They have the wealth. But those who are coming are influx from West African countries. They are not Nigerians. We don't want to be honest to ourselves, but it's not my business. My business is to farm, is to cure, is to use organic materials from the farm to heal sicknesses and teach the people how to eat and become healthy. That's my duty. Those ones are not mine. But because this question has been thrown to me for my hearing, Go to Murumbe. Go there now. You find that some of the areas have been occupied. And the people cannot do it. They can't go to the farm again. They are afraid. They fear going to the farm. And one of the greatest wars on earth is not using gun and fighting in the bush. That is not war. War is actually making the people not to go to the farm, killing the kids and killing their wives. If you want to fight anybody, don't fight the soldiers. Go back to their home, kill their wives, kill their children, and destroy their farm and primary and secondary school. If you do that, the soldiers will go back. That is exactly what happened during the 19th, during the Civil War. They didn't come to fight us in the battle. They came to destroy our primary school. That's why we lost 1 million children died of starvation because they bombed the farm. You can't go to the farm. There was what they call air raid. It's very common. Remember, I was in the buff during the war, so I'm not a boy. And nobody's telling me stories or what I read in a book. It's something I saw practically. So the real war is still going on because they're attacking the farms. And so you rely on them because they're attacking your farm. They're attacking the farmers. They're killing them. And if this thing is going on, you say it there because they're having cows and so on and so. That is not true. You're not being honest to yourself. Nigerians are not honest to themselves. I agree that some of the cows are attacking the farm, but really, in reality, they are killing innocent people. Why are they killing your goats? Why are they killing kids that are less than 1 year old? Are they also the threat to them? So these are the questions you're going to ask first. Why is it that when they come, they kill the goat, they destroy? You want me to show you video where they're destroying my corn? They come from. Why are they cutting the come down? Because it's an economic war. But that's not our point here. I want you to understand that I know all these things, but I keep quiet because it's not my business. My business is to farm. And everybody has his own business. My business in this country, and as far as alive, is to work on the farms and provide food that
Prof,
you eat.
I think that the issue of security is the business of everybody, because if you finish the farming and the Fulani herdsmen come to consume them or destroy them, it's as good as not farming. Let's bring in Mazi Solomon, Peter. Can you please unmute Mazi Solomon, please?
Thank you so much. Prof, good morning from my end here. And for the program. Yeah. So, yeah, I am here once again. My name is Peter Solomon. So I'm going to make my own contributions regard to the topic that Prof is also on it at this moment. Regarding the Fulani herdsmen, you know that actually why we are running this black and white web TV here is also for economic purpose, to remind our people the reason for them to go back to the bases and go back to farm, and remember that the war also is being fought on the front of economic. There is an economic war, there is an economic blanket, there is an economic backward and economic persecutions, to make sure that the people draw back, to make sure that we hands up, to make sure that we give up for our struggle for liberations of our race. So yeah, so and I want Prof also to understand that Fulanis are fighting the war in different fronts. The Fulanis that you complain that in flood that come into Nigeria that are not Nigerians, that are actually killing our people and destroying our farm, I want you to know that these are Fulanis that are deliberately invited into Nigeria to kill Nigerians by the Ariwa governors and the Ariwa political elite and the even Sotwano of Sokoto. They are all Fulani on it. These are all machineries that they hired, you know, to fight the war in the front of economic war front. So and they are fighting it in different front. In political front, Fulanis are there. In economic front, they are there. In every front that the war needed to fight, even using the state using the state instruments, they are there. They hire the governors that are seeing for the affairs of your state. They hire the governors. They hire all the peoples, the indigenous people. They make sure that it is the one that the Fulanis appointed that are occupying powers. They never allow any indigenous people to make choice of their leaders. That is why during the elections you see them. They will hire thugs to intimidate the indigenous people, to make sure that they don't make right right choice of leadership. So this is exactly what is happening. All the Fulanis, they are involved on this. There is nothing like Fulanis in Nigeria. They are not killers. The ones outside, they invited them because they are all on it. So that is one thing you just need to understand, that Fulanis has declared war on Nigeria. Is very, very clear. And the earlier we wake up to this responsibility, better for us. There is no good Fulani existing in Nigeria. They are all on it. Because if they are all not together on it, it is in their power to fish out, because people are killing in their name. People are destroying farm in their name. People are raping in their name. Do you know, CHINEDU, Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE, if somebody is going to steal in your name, will you keep quiet? Will you just fold your hands and somebody is stealing in your name, killing in your name, raping in your name, and you are quiet, to the point that your name went to become the most dangerous, the number 4 most dangerous terrorist group in the world? So the issue of Fulani is, there is nothing like for anybody to use any resources to defend any Fulani man. In the media, they are all on it. They are all of them. They are on this very process of trying to enrage and humiliate the indigenous people so that they will grab their land and they will conquer them for life. We need to be awake to this responsibility. But I don't think that is the basic for our black and white programs today. We are here to motivate our people, the need for them to go back to farm, and also learn the way of farming. That is what is actually the reason for these our programs, that people should learn the new ways of farming. They should walk away from that aspect of farming that is strength drilling, that drill a lot of a lot of energy and yield, and yet bring just a little harvest. So we want to see a way we can increase our productions in farming with less energy applied. That is why this program is on, and I believe that is why Prof is here to educate us, to impart us with so many knowledge on how we can actually put in a little energy and have a bountiful harvest. And again, how we can look back into our villages and see opportunities and come back to create those economic opportunities in our villages, so that people can see the interest to come back to our village, so that our economic force will be community based, will be indigenous based. So from that very way, we can push the life of our people forward and be able to pull them out of poverty, wretchedness, and frustrations. IPOP is doing a wonderful work, and I always commend them by that idea of having an indigenous security, because that is what Nigeria deserves now. With if you T.Y. Danjuma has already come openly and said the military, they colluded with the killers. So the military and the security architecture of Nigeria, which people should come to depend for the security of their life and properties, are no more reliable. There is a mixed up of terrorism into the architecture. So it's not trusted, it's not reliable at this very point. And the people going by it is going to lead them into frustration. So that is why every people now, every part of Nigeria, they are clamoring for indigenous security base, people who have the feeling of their people who has the pain, people who are involved and who are included in the receiving end. And that is what T.Y. Danjuma advised, that we should all rise up to defend our territory, defend our land. And that is what IPOP has articulated in ESN. And I believe that all that they needed at this moment is for us to give them our full support in any way possible. Give them our full support, because we need such an indigenous based security outfit. So people who are very close to their people, who understood their people, who knows their areas, who knows their environment very well. Thank you, Mazepat. I think that's how what I have to contribute with the work that are going on. But I know that CHINEDU AGBODIKE is here to educate us what we want to receive from CHINEDU AGBODIKE, the new way of farming that should be beneficial to our people, putting a smaller energy and having a bountiful harvest. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mazi Solomon Peter. Thank you very much. I don't know if Nkechi Enwelum is there. Is Nkechi there? Well, we have to proceed. Prof.
Yeah.
Yes. So, like you said, you've heard what Mazi Solomon said. While we are discussing the issue of security in our forests, is because we cannot put them out of context, and we have to talk about it, and also see how we can bring our own contribution to the table to make sure that security of our farmers are guaranteed. Because it will not make any sense that we do all the necessary things and we cannot even, at the end of the day, our crops are being destroyed. That is, by the way, we have just less than 10 minutes to go. Prof, what about this? When is the melon egusi planting season? Because I know it used to be in January or February.
Yeah, it's March actually for natural ones. And when I mean natural, the ones that we are used to, our traditional farming system. But as I told you, we have overcome seasonal farming. And egusi, when we plant it, we have developed it into spices, into something that we can use in form of maggi. And we have developed it into 10 species, 10 different tastes. In other words, when you're cooking pepper soup, or when you're cooking ogbono soup, or when you're cooking, there are different types you're going to use. We have done it in such a way that it can last 1 year and 2 months, so that it attracts investors, it attracts people who want to be involved in making it something for us to season our soup.
One thing that I know is that egusi have a lot of oil in it as well.
Yeah, which can be extracted for health and also for beautification and to make somebody look younger if you put it on your face for a long time. As I said, there are so many opportunities, and egusi is a home-based crop. It's something that is our own, something we can teach the world how to use. We use it for several things, majorly for cooking soup and also as spices. So I hope you understand what I've said. So that is exactly what we have succeeded in doing. So we can also use it for healing, for treatment of wounds and other things. It depends really, but basically we use it for us to cook for our soups. That is what egusi is. And it's in high demand now, very expensive. A cup of egusi is about 300 naira. And we are supposed to have much more of it in the market. So it's a very big business for people to be involved in planting, packaging, processing, finishing, exporting, and selling within the market. Preservations have been done. We have researched on that. So we can get you the machines. We can fabricate the machine in Onisha. We can fabricate the machine in Oka. We can fabricate the machine in Benin. We can fabricate the machine in Omahia. We can fabricate the machine in Aba. Those are the areas we have our fundraise to fabricate these machines. Immediately we get the imported one, or we create our own. We have the capacity to create our own, and we can fabricate all these machines and even export them in future. While we are fabricating the machines, we are using those machines to produce exactly what we need to market it internationally or to market it locally, and it is preserved to last more than 1 month, more than 2 months, more than 3 months. Because as we knew before, egusi does not last. It doesn't last when you prepare them. Traditionally, they last only 1 week. They will ferment and it becomes soured. But today we have done researches, we can preserve them for 1 year and 2 months, and it will still be fresh and tasty. That is what we have done with egusi. So you can go ahead and plant your egusi. We'll be able to collect it from the market. We'll be able to buy from you if you have planted egusi. We can buy from you.
Professor, thank you very much. We have just 5 minutes to go. Ifeanyi Chukwu, can you please unmute yourself and give us your last statement until yes.
Okay. As long as I'm concerned, the Fulani issue is a big, in fact, the biggest challenge we are having in farming is really crippling things that has to do with farming and even livelihood. But we are looking for alternative to see if we can continue to live our life as normal as it is. Like my dear brother said, yeah, because under their act, it lies the freedom, lies the relief that we are looking forward to be able to farm freely without any interruption. However, I hope that this gathering will continue because this is the first time I'm showing up so that we can learn more and see how, like the egusi of a thing that he's saying. I don't know whether it's when it's been, the shares are removed that we are talking about being preserved or when it's still under the coat. I'm just kind of confused of why it would spoil within a week if he still have his coat on it. But it's subject to
No, no.
further uh, learning, which if we continue gathering like this, I may know more about these processes.
The whistle I mean is the one you use for prepare for soup. When you prepare it that way after cooking it, you ferment it for soup. It doesn't last long. But we have made it from our researches that it can last 1 year, 2 months. But if you keep a goosey naturally, it can last 2 years. Nothing will happen to it. But at once you cook it to ferment for soup making, which we have now researched on to get varieties.
Okay.
So it can last longer than the normal 1 week before it start fermenting and producing maggot or sour. So what we have done in our research department is that we have made it to last longer. So those who want to invest for export, like my brother testing for sherry, testing for them, we can now preserve them and export it to those who are abroad. We have millions of our people abroad who need these things, which we can export to them.
Yeah, Prof, we have enormous opportunity on our hands, to be frank with you, because I can sit back here and visualize what a goosey can be used for. A lot of things, especially in the extraction of the oil. When you come to this part of the world, even here, they use flour. They extract oil from certain flours that you use in frying, you use in cooking, not just granite oil, but
Yeah, to reduce cholesterol. Yeah, cholesterol.
yes,
Yeah.
and the egusi has so much oil that
Yeah.
if extracted can be used for different purposes. Prof, I want to say thank you for always being here with us. I'm really sorry for yesterday. We were supposed to be here, but I think we made it up today. I want to bring in Mazi Solomon to give us his own last word before we leave this
Okay.
program, and we hope to come back on Friday, next week, Friday.
Thank you so much, Mazipat, for bringing me back into this very program. And I must say big thanks to Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE also for his education, for the knowledge that he is passing to us. I think we intentionally wanted to expose him to our people so that we'll always know that we have a place to lay our head. So it's very, very important that such knowledge that CHINEDU AGBODIKE carries as there is being transmitted to our people so that we can use the knowledge to provide a sufficient food for our people and have a lot of innovations. Like as we are talking about issue, we are looking. I've seen so many kind of soup being cooked in a tin. So we should also be looking at that opportunities that goosey soup can also be cooked in a tin and they export to our people. So like so many of our people who are in abroad are starving and they are busy eating junk food just because they don't have time to cook or have access to the things that is required for them to make their food. So we have a whole lot of opportunity, and that's why we are calling our people, let's look into all these opportunities that are available in our villages. We need to create wealth in our village, that when somebody has lacked a job in in the city, or lack what to do in the city, instead of him becoming an armed robber in the city or becoming committing cyber crime, he could look back into the village and see massive opportunity. Instead of taking a risk of being cocked in a cage to travel to Europe through ship and died in the middle of the sea, if they should look back and see opportunities in our villages. And the people who are taking high risk even to cross the Mediterranean high sea and going all through the process of this desert to Arab nations, and so many of them died on the way, and so many of their organs are being harvested, and so many of them also are being sold as a slave. Instead of people facing that kind of challenge, they should be able to look at in our communities and see opportunities, and that's why we are bringing it forward, so that we will activate common sense in you, that there is something to think about when you remember our village. There is something to think about when you remember our environment. You can engage in those things. Contact us. We will hook you up. We will hook you up at the due time, and you will join this very process and then be able to create wealth in your village. That most money you send for people to eat, just to eat and go to toilet, that they can begin to invest those money into things that are valuable, and then they double that money with time. That you who work to send money to them can equally at the time start appreciating them for being able to solve their own problems around. Thank you so much for making me part of this program. And once again, I must say big thanks to Prof and everybody who is appearing in this very program, bringing forward the opportunity that we have in our villages. Everyone need to join. Thank you. Share these programs if you come across it. Make more people listen to what we are discussing here. Invite them. Tell Biafran that something is happening and there is bigger opportunity in our area, that we are going to fight these challenges that are facing us as a people. Where we're supposed to engage into this war in different front, both in economic front, in every front available, in any front you can be able to devote yourself to fight this war that are facing our people. Please endeavor to do so. Thank you, Mazi Pat. I'm very grateful. If you wish to bring me back into this very program, I will also be happy and always join. Thank you. And our brother that joined us for the first time today, I never say thanks to a brother. Thanks for the knowledge you brought in our front. We so much appreciate your presence in this very program, and we wish that you will join us next time. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazi Solomon. Thank you, Fan Chukuko, for being here. We hope that Prof will share next week for more people. Unfortunately, we are having a lot of network issues with those who joined us earlier. Prof, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you,
hope
Prof.
to see you. Yeah, thank you very much. We hope to see you next week, Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE. And we pray that God will continue to give you the wisdom and the understanding, give you more health to be able to make impact in the life of our people, because we need you now more than ever. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to say thank you, fellow Biafrans and Biafrans all over the world. We want to say thank you for hooking up with this program. We want to say thank you, Asade Mango, to Philip Solar Flash. Thank you for your wonderful comments. We say greetings to you all. For those of you who joined us, we say thank you for joining us. Thank you for your patience. We hope that you hear this program. We hope that you tag your friends with this program. We are on YouTube, Black and White Web TV YouTube. We're on Black and White Web TV Facebook page, and we are on Patrick Ikem Facebook page. And I hope that you make this wonderful program go around. We'll try to make it as brief as possible, because when we extend the time for too long, it becomes boring, because we still have other issues to discuss in the future, and we're going to take them one after the other. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your time. Until we meet again next week, Friday, my name remains Mazi Ikem Patrick DK, and I want to say, God keep you and keep us all alive. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much.